Justin with the Downward Dog project. So this is the killer Kodiak engine that I'm building, the OM366LA. Just done a lick of paint on it. I've got shit all over the floor, but yeah, it's all coming together. I'm gonna have to probably make a new insert there. That's not a big deal. So that's kind of where I'm at. The bottom end's pretty much assembled. I'll take the dipstick tube back out and clean that up, do a couple of bits and pieces to that, and then other than that, need to get the fuel pump in, the oil filter assembly in, then get this thing on the engine stand, which is in the back over there with the 352 on it. We'll get the flywheel and everything back on. You can see the flywheel has been rebalanced, so that's got a zero balance on it as well. Just walk you over to where I've got the cylinder head and the fuel pump sitting. So this red pump here is my one for the killer Kodiak. I'm using a lot of the AN fittings for the fuel. Want to have a bit nicer of a fuel line setup. I've had a whole bunch of custom shims made so I can shim the valve springs the way I want to. So we've got these valve springs here. What I'm doing is checking the installed heights, and then with the old valve retainers and the new valve retainers. So I've got a whole bunch of custom titanium ones. What I've decided was, because of the amount of shims that I want to use to get the height for the spring installed height for the pressures I want, I'm going to end up needing to make basically, so that's your top retainer, but I'm going to make another one or get some made where they're titanium as well. And what that'll do is give me a lower locator so the spring can't kind of wallow around, which they have a tendency to do. So because I'm going for extra RPM boosts and all that fun stuff, these things need to be fixed. So yeah, doing all that. So still a lot of stuff to do, working the math out. You can see some of the stuff I was doing with shim packs, installed heights, and then where I was at, and then what my conversions were. So that's a little bit of what's there, but all that's going to change as soon as I go to put the custom locators in the bottom. And what that'll do, just to give you an idea, that being normally a top one, you have one at the base, and it'll keep the base from sliding around like that, because normally it'd be open and you'd have all that spring space, even on the stock springs, for it to wallow around. And what I want to do is negate that, so I've got more valve control. And that's going to be a big thing on this. I've also got upgraded push rods, the camshaft. I've still got to modify the exhaust manifold here for the EGT sensors. So I'm going to probably run one on the front and then one on the back, so I can be able to see that. And then I can put up to 8 EGT sensors into my new dash, which is pretty cool. And then I've got turbo speed on both of these. So those are my turbos for the compound turbo setup. That's my going to be my primary high pressure, and that is my secondary, my low pressure turbo. They're ratioed completely different, and different size wheels and whatnot as well. But this setup should be fairly responsive, and for a like small to mid-frame turbo, it's going to be pretty good. We'll also be putting ARP head studs in, because I have some of those, and then our MLS head gasket. And that should make this thing hopefully pretty bulletproof with all the other mods and everything that have been done to it. As you can see, my project has kind of taken over. There is a sneaky little bit up there. I'm not sure if you can see the dash, but we aren't going to quite show all that yet because there's a lot going on with that, but there's a nice digital dash that's going in the truck. We've got the wire loom there, and yeah, just the rest of my mess so I can continue on with my project. But yeah, still lots to do, lots to get done, but it's coming up pretty nicely, and I'm really happy with it. Doing all the work through my workshop at Brown Bear Components, and basically, yeah, this is going to be the shop truck that hopefully will scare the crap out of me when I drive it, and for all the good reasons. Anyways, thanks for having a look. This is Justin with the Downward Dog Project.